So what is the best way to learn guitar? The right way. In this video, I'm going to show you how to play guitar and how to get it right from the start. Second step, Comin up. Hey, what's up people? It's Ash Z from Ash Z Guitar. On this channel, I do tutorials for players at all levels. So if you're new here and you like the content, consider subscribing. Okay, now for lesson 2. A brief recap. Just remember, this is the first string, the thinnest one. Also, this is the first fret, second fret, and so on. Sitting position. Right hand, P-I-M-A. Left hand, 1, 2, 3, 4. Names of the open guitar strings: E, A, D, G, B, E. So to become a musician, you need to learn to read music, the basics at least. In lesson 1, see the link below, you learnt the notes on the first string, E, F and G. You should revise these. Notice that the notes of E and F are 1 fret away from each other. This interval, the distance between the notes, is called a semitone. The interval between F and G is called a tone, 2 frets. In this lesson, you will learn the notes on the second string. Remember, we always count strings from the bottom. The notes are B, C and D. Again, notice that B and C are a semitone apart, 1 fret, and from C to D is a whole tone, 2 frets. Here are some melodies using B, C, and D. You should use alternating rest strokes with I and M fingers. Remember how to do the rest stroke. Remember to place left-hand fingers behind the frets. Alternatively, you can use a pick. Remember how to hold the pick correctly. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, 2, 2, 3. For your first scale, you should say the letter names B, C, D, and so on as you play. Make sure you alternate I and M fingers or just down strokes with a plectrum. The idea of scales is to practice them over and over some more, to develop ease of movement of your hands. That means now, over and over. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three, 4. Okay, that's enough note reading for one day. For our next song, we need to learn the chords of G and C. You already know the chord of E minor. G looks like this. Note the two different fingerings. You may find the second fingering almost impossible at the beginning. Later on, it will be easy. Also, later on, you will mostly use the second fingering. For now, just try it with left-hand fingers 2, 1, and 3. Notice that you strum all 6 strings. The chords of the verse are E minor to G. We will do the same pick as we learned previously. P, I, M, A. Remember to now use free strokes. Start with open strings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each time you should call out the names of the right-hand fingers. P, I, M, A. Now place the chord of E minor and do the pick again. What do you notice? Whether you place the fingers of E minor or not, the pick sounds the same. It is easy to see why. You're not picking strings 4 and 5. So for the purposes of this next song, when you play the chord of E minor, you can just play open strings. Provided you pick the correct strings, it will sound the same. Before getting to the song, first practice the chord changes E minor to G. For the G chord, I want you to place this finger first. You will see why this is important in a moment. Strum down all 6 strings with P, gliding smoothly from one string to the next. Remember to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now try the chord change of E minor to G, but this time with the picking pattern. Notice that we are now adding an AND between each count. So now play the chord of E minor and count. 1 and 2 and. That's easy. Now when you change to G chord, you need to place this finger first. Now immediately pick the 6th string with P, your thumb. Now place the rest of G and carry on with the pick. 3, 2, 1, 6, 3, 2, 1. Using IMA, PIMA. If you are observant, you will notice that in fact you don't need the first finger on the 5th string. Also, that you have loads of time before you actually need to place the 3rd finger on the bottom string, especially if you are counting and playing 1 beat a second. The chords for the chorus are C to G. The chord of C looks like this. This represents your first hurdle, as most beginners find it hard to get the fingers of C down in time when playing a song. The key is to place the left-hand 3rd finger first. When learning C, it is natural to first place the 1st, then the 2nd, and finally the 3rd finger. Everybody does that. Once you know where the fingers of C go, I want you to place them in the exact opposite order. Now practice C to G. In an ideal world, you should use this fingering for G. Why? Your fingers travel a shorter distance from C to G, since fingers 3 and 2 simply go upwards 1 string. Also, in that same ideal world, you should play E minor to G like this, so that the left-hand 2nd finger can stay where it is. But, like I said, if you can't manage, just use fingers 2, 1, and 3 for G. Strum downwards only from the 5th string for C and all 6 strings for G. Again, let's try just 1 strum for each measure. Remember to place the fingers of C in reverse order. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's add a pick strum pattern also learned in lesson 1. Here we are going to alternate the bass notes from C to G like so. Here it is. 1, 2, 3. You can either change over to using a pick or continue using your fingers. Again, this is in an ideal world. If you find it too difficult, simply stay on the 5th string like so. 3. The pick strum for G is, again, use either pick or fingers. 1, 2, 3. If too difficult, just stay on the 6th string. 3. So now try the above changes in this sequence for the chorus. First using the same bass notes for each chord. 1, 2, 3. Now with alternating bass notes like so, but when you end the second measure of C, stay on the 5th string bass. 1, 2, 3, 4. To allow for the changeover from fingers to pick, end the verse like so. The down arrow is telling you to strum all 6 strings downwards once with the thumb. P. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to use your pick for the chorus and then go to the second verse using fingers, end the chorus like so. 2, 3. Once you have this down, you are ready for our next song, El Condor Pasa. This beautiful melody was written by Daniel Alomia Robles in 1913. It is possibly the best known Peruvian song worldwide, partly due to a cover version by Simon and Garfunkel, which is called El Condor Pasa, If I Could. Chord chart. This is a chord chart. It shows the structure of the song, that is, the sequence of chords for both verse and chorus. You will see that you repeat the pick pattern for G, 6, 3, 2, 1, 6 times, then change to E minor and repeat the pick pattern 4 times. Also, we are going to start the song on the chord of G on the word snail. The opening is silent and shown by the symbol NC, no chord. Okay, let's try. For our next song, we need to know the easy chords of E and A. A lot of folks prefer to play A with these fingers. You can decide which to use. I would recommend that you play the chord of A major using your 3 fingers in a row, like so. For the intro and first verse of the song, we will again use a pick strum, ideally with alternating bass notes. For E, can you spot the difference? The second E has an X above the 6th string, showing you that you now play the 5th string as your bass note. Again, you can choose to play with either right hand thumb and fingers or using a pick. First pick the 6th string with your thumb and strum the strings below once downwards with your index finger. Next, pick the 5th string with your thumb and strum the strings below once downwards with your index finger. Like so. 1, 2, 3. Alternatively, use a pick. Remember to hold the pick correctly as shown previously. When you get to the chord of A, you alternate between the 5th and 6th bass notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the intro shown in chord chart format. NC means no chord, so don't play while intro melody plays. You start on E, stay there for 2 measures, and then change to A for 1 measure, and then you play only 1 strum downwards from strings 5 to 1 on the 2nd measure of A. Okay, let's try. 1, 2, 3. Here's the chord chart for the first verse and chorus. Okay, that looks easy enough. For the first verse, you play E for 2 measures, then change to A for 2 measures, and repeat 4 times in total. 1, 2, 3. Still remember how to play D. So now try the chorus. For D, pick the 4th string and strum downwards. Let's try. 1, 2, 3, 4. Learning to strum. Fingers or pick, it's up to you. The plectrum or pick produces a louder, cleaner, more defined sound than fingers, especially on steel strings. I would recommend you use a plectrum if you play an acoustic steel string or electric guitar, and fingers if you play a classical nylon string guitar. Probably the best answer is to play certain songs with fingers and others with a plectrum. Your decision will be based on the style of music you choose to play and the sound you want to make on the guitar. With notable exceptions, most blues, rock, and jazz guitarists use plectrums. Classical, flamenco, Latin American, and folk guitarists generally play with fingers. Since you're only starting out learning guitar, I would practice both strumming with plectrum and fingers for now. Later on you can choose which you prefer. The choice of plectrum is a matter of personal preference. Thin plectrums offer less resistance to the strings. They produce less volume but make fast strumming easier. Hard plectrums produce more volume and a firmer tone. They also allow better control at higher speed because they make more definite contact with the strings. Remember to hold the pick correctly as shown previously. Whether you choose a plectrum or fingers, the principle of strumming guitar is the same. Down and up strokes. Always. Try it on the chord of E. Strum downwards from 6 to 1. What you do is sweep the plectrum or I finger across all 6 strings, performing the stroke quickly so that the notes sound almost simultaneously. Try this a lot, just strumming down on the chord of E. Make sure to use your wrist when strumming with the plectrum, not the arm. Make sure to move the I finger from the second knuckle and not the arm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now add the upstroke on the weak beat. It is not necessary to strum all 6 strings on the upstroke. Just try to make contact with the 3 thinnest strings on the way up. 1, 2, and 3. Try now to strum the down upstroke on E major. Remember to strum E from the 6th string. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is a good idea to tap the beat with your foot as you play. You tap on the main beats 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, as your foot comes up again for the next beat is exactly where you play the and. So the direction of the foot down and up is the same as the strumming hand. Similarly on A major. Notice that you only strum from the 5th string for A. Try down up strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you can do this, you are ready to move on to the second verse. This is how it looks in music notation. The accent sign is showing you that you increase the emphasis only slightly in the ABBA song on beats 2 and 4. In the beginning, play without accents. Now let's try. 1, 2. So now you should be ready for your ABBA song. The original recording makes use of a capo on the 1st fret. The version we are learning is from the movie Mamma Mia, and for this you need to put the capo on the 3rd fret. This is a device which raises the pitch of the guitar. Suffice to say for now that it also changes the key of the song. I Have a Dream is originally in the key of B flat, a so-called difficult key for guitarists. By placing the capo on the 1st fret, you use easy chords of E and A. Also note that the guitar sounds very different with the capo, sometimes much warmer and brighter. If you don't have a capo, you can make one using a pencil and elastic bands. But my best advice is to buy a decent capo. One other thing in this song, you will see it first at I'll cross the stream, then a down arrow, I have a dream, times 2. The E times 1 indicates that you complete the down-up strum pattern on E once and then stop after the very next down strum. letting it ring. I'll cross the stream, then count 1, 2, 3, 4 while the singer sings, I have a dream. I'll cross the stream once, I have a dream, and then you start again. The strumming resumes on the chord of A on the last word, dream. Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Perhaps I can again end this lesson by giving you some pointers on practicing. Generally, guitar players get better when they practice. Really? Afraid so. The thing to realize is at this stage you only need about 20 minutes a day. Even if you are only able to manage 5 minutes here and 5 minutes there, provided you do it most days, you are going to improve. Try to create a private and inspiring place in your home with plenty of natural light. Make your guitar visible, have it out there, not in the bag and shoved under the bed. Try to have everything set up, your chair, music stand, footrest, guitar stand, so that you can just get up, go to your personal practice space and start. Clear out distractions. Turn off any electronic devices like internet, cell phones, computers, TV, games, and so on. You want to focus on becoming a better guitar player. So that's all I'm asking of you. 10 minutes twice a day. See you in the next lesson. Cheers.